We can start this right away. Welcome to Bluegrass 101. This is an opportunity for you to play along during these COVID times. To at least someone, hopefully, maybe you have a friend that, hey Angeline, maybe you have a friend that you can play along with. Something's not right there. We are doing the song Cold Wind. Cold Wind was written by Roy McMillan, and Roy McMillan was, he was a part-time musician for a long time. He would work in the afternoons and then play bluegrass music in the evenings. Yeah, Clayton. But he wrote a number of songs, and because of his songwriting, because he did almost all original music, and actually had a pretty good band, Roy McMillan and High Country, Rebel Records signed him. And also along with Rebel Records was Joe Val for a short period of time. He actually started with Rounder. But Joe Val heard this song and recorded it, and in like 1983. And hey, Heather, how you doing? Heather from BC joining us. We're doing Cold Wind in the Key of C by Joe Val and the New England Bluegrass Boys. Hey, Grant. Joe Val was a huge influence on that whole Boston scene, that New England scene. And, bluegrass is really, really popular there, especially with the Berkeley musicians there. But we're going to start in C. Joe Val had this super high voice, and let's see if I can actually do this song in C. Okay. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. What's that blowing in window cold wind? Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Now summer's gone and winter time's coming, and the cold winter wind is gonna blow. You should come on home and I wouldn't be long. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. That blowing in my window cold wind. Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. Who's that blowing in my window cold wind? Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more, no more. So this song is heavily dependent on the people that are doing the harmony on it, because the song actually goes, who's that knocking on my door? Hard times, hard times, hard times. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. So we will be talking about the harmony, of course, but as a lead singer, if you're singing this song as a lead, you have to be able to hold that note for a very, very long time, a full 8 bars. Now, fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, this song clocks in at 163 BPMs. So 163 is who's that knocking on my door? Hard times, hard times, hard times. Who's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna hurt no more. Now, we're not going to do it at that speed, but just be aware this song is an absolute ripper if you're playing along with it. And if you go on YouTube, you can hit that gearbox and tune it down to like 50%, and it's a doable song to sing. So it was originally recorded by Joe Val in the key of C. He has an incredibly high voice. I'm not going to sing it and teach you it in the key of C. I'm going to teach you it in the key of A, so I don't hurt anybody's eardrums and the dogs don't come barking. I'm not also going to hold, well, I will. I will hold the note for a very long time. I'll hold it hopefully for 8 bars. Sometimes I might be a little slower than that. But let's get right into the details of this song. So the off chord in the key of A is going to be F sharp minor. If you have a capo, then you just have to play that E minor. So it's, who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. Who's that? What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Now, so he parks on those notes. So those are the same notes. He's going, so knocking on my door, hard times, same note, hard times. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Blowing in my window, cold wind. That's the same note as well, which is weird because he's starting in the G. Cold wind. It should go cold wind, but he doesn't do that. He's projecting the note and the chord that he's going to go to. Cold wind. Now Joe Val in this song goes up to the high harmony. Cold wind blowing the hard time go. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay on the lead, which is the cold, cold wind blowing the hard time go. No. Cold, 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 cold. Yeah. Cold wind blowing the hard time go. Ain't gonna worry no more. And he does a bit of a scoop. Ain't gonna worry no more. Not on that. Ain't gonna worry no more. All of those are pretty pure as the lead. The harmony does some different stuff, which is going to make it very interesting. But the lead goes, let the cold wind blow. Those are 2 notes on blow. Let the cold wind blow and the hard time go. Ain't gonna worry no more. 2 notes on no. Ain't gonna worry no more. So let's do that real slow. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. Who's that blowing in my window? Cold, cold wind. Now there's a break here. Let's go right into the lead, or the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now summer's gone and winter time's coming, and the cold winter wind is gonna blow. You should come on home and I wouldn't be alone. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. Okay, let's get the verse correct so that I'm playing it correctly. Now summer's gone. Now it's different. It's going, now summer's gone and winter time's coming, and the cold winter wind is gonna blow. You should come on home and I wouldn't be alone. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. So he's doing some really, really cool stuff to pay attention on that last 2 lines of that verse. You should come on home. 2 notes. You should come on home and I wouldn't. He does a scoop. Come on home and I wouldn't be alone. Another scoop into alone. Lone. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. You should come on home and I wouldn't be alone. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. Okay? And I keep not holding those notes as long as I should. He holds those weird. You should come on home and I wouldn't be alone. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. And it's a bar and a half. You should come on home and I wouldn't be alone. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Okay, so some real subtleties before I get directly into doing this song fully through, all the way through. So cold wind. Cold wind. The more you start to finish that word, the tighter everything starts to get. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. If I start to go wind, it starts to thin out that noise, that note. It becomes more of a noise if I'm doing it incorrectly. Cold wind, cold wind. And you don't want to park on the end. You don't want to go cold wind. So open vowel, cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Same with more. You don't want to park on that R. I ain't gonna worry no more. More like that. More. Then you can finish the R. Okay, so let's do her 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. Who's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no coming, and the cold winter wind is gonna blow. You should come on home and it wouldn't be long. Wouldn't have to worry anymore. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. Who's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Break. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. Who's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. No more. There, I sped up ridiculously throughout that song. For anybody who's joining in a little late, we are doing Cold Wind, Joe Val and the New England Bluegrass Boys. We're doing it in the key of A. A is in alphabet. And so, the harmony on this. So, you have to imagine the person is going, knocking on my door. So, you're not doing any harmony for that. So knocking on my door, hard times, hard times, hard times. Sorry, I have two different versions in my head. It actually goes hard times. Actually, so it's flattened a little bit on times and then scoops up. Hard times. Cold wind. Same with cold wind. Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Another scoop. Go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Another scoop. Ain't gonna worry no more. So there's all these cool scoops that you're doing in the harmony on this, which makes for a really cool sound. Knocking on my door. Hard time, hard time. Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. So that is the tenor, which is a third, sometimes a fourth, above what the lead is doing. Now we're going to go into the baritone on this, and the baritone is typically a fifth, sometimes a sixth, below what the lead is doing. So if this note is taken, it's gonna go on my door. And that's the tenor. This is the lead. Hard times. Then you have to be hard times. That knocking on my door. Hard times. Hard times. Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't wind blowing, the hard time go. Sorry, that's the note you should be hitting. Let the cold wind blow and the hard time go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Let the cold wind blow and the hard time go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Okay, because we're in COVID and we're all playing alone, it's going to make a lot more sense if I record what the lead is doing, because then you can hear how that harmony stacks up against it. Okay, we have everything hooked up here. Yes. If you have any questions, by the way, you can chat. You can put a chat into Zoom there. You can also post below. I think I've caught up to what everybody's been saying. Thank you, Mom, and thank you, Sis, for always tuning in every Wednesday. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. I screwed that up. Let me do it again. It bugs me. Apologies. 1, 2, 3. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. That'll give enough of an idea here. Now I'm going to see if I'm holding on to those too long. Okay, so we'll build on this. I'm using a program called Audacity. I'm just adding another track here so that I can put a tenor against this. 1, 2, 3. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time, hard time. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. That'll give enough of an idea. There we go. So that gives you an idea of the lead and the tenor, but we got to add 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. One, two. Okay, here's the baritone. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time, hard time, hard time. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, Ain't gonna worry no more. That'll my door, hard times. So let's listen. Let's do that again. Give you a chance to sing along to that. 1, 2, 3. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard time, hard time, hard time. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind, cold wind, cold wind. Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. So as you can give enough of an idea. Yeah, shut up. As you can hear, it really builds. It does this beautiful build of having this lone voice and then a stack of a tenor, and then it fills in with this baritone. And because it holds so long, it has this beautiful, beautiful blend. So if you start to die out, so if I'm singing the lead, the baritone has the best part because he only has to hold it for a very small time. But if I'm going, who's that knocking on my door? Hard time. So your voice is a reeded instrument. The airflow is flowing past two flaps, your vocal folds, and that's what creates the sound. You can be really breathy, which creates like a more of a rasp. You can create that. You can do harmonics as well. But what you want to do is the more air that's flowing past that, the better the tone is up to a point. Then it starts to break, just like if you're blowing on a saxophone, you can hear that sax when it starts to break. There's too much air flowing and it starts to create too weird of a sound. So what you want to do is you want to have, but if you aren't pushing enough air past that, you start to go flat. So too much air, sharp, not enough air, starts to go flat. So you want to keep a pretty steady flow of air. To do that, you have to do a whole lot of breath control, and you have to decide when you're going to take that breath. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard times. You might have to do a breath right before times. Who's that knocking on my door? Hard times. What's that blowing in my window? Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow when the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. So, yeah, really, really master your breath control on this. So I'm going to try this. This is going to be somewhat difficult to do because of how this song is structured. What I will do is I will play the background. I'll play the rhythm guitar, and all of you out there in internet land, in Zoom land, and Facebook land are going to do the vocals for me. I will do the tenor, and you will provide the lead. So, plus, as all of you are playing instruments, want to provide that opportunity for you guys to take breaks as well. So what I'm going to do is this kicks off with a full instrumental. 1, 2, 3. So I will do little prompts very, very quietly when those first lines are, so that you get an idea of where they are. I'll do it as best as possible, and I'll be doing the the harmony to it, the tenor for this round. Okay, so intro, verse, no, intro, chorus, instrumental break, verse, chorus, instrumental break, chorus, and then a little bit of a tag. Okay. This is going to be so smooth. And this is why we practice. This is why we do it a number of different times and allow the opportunity to mess up. 1, 2, 3. Hard time. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Instrumental. Hard time. Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. Instrument break. Hard time. Cold wind. Let the cold wind blow and the hard times go. Ain't gonna worry no more. No more. Okay, there is the tenor and the guitar. Heather, I sure wish I had a bass here. My bass player Jim is usually beside me for these Bluegrass 101s when we're doing them live at the Northern Bluegrass Circle Music Society Jam at Pleasant View Community Hall. But yeah, because of COVID, this is the way I'm doing it. Yeah, so we have lead. You guys, we have a guitar, and let's add. Let's add a banjo. The banjo does the intro, and I will do the baritone in this. I did tune beforehand. Jim can deal with it, Heather. Okay, so what we're going to do is Heather just wrote, that would be great, because Heather plays upright bass. Wonderful bass player, great singer as well. Okay, so as I said, we're going to add a banjo. Might be a little out of tune, but I'm not going to sit here and tune forever. Allow the opportunity to mess up. 1, 2, 3. Hard time. Hard Well, that's why we practice. Missed a few notes in there. But what I can do here is get this. How lined up is that? So, 1. No. Just a hair. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good enough. I gotta turn that volume down a hair because the banjo, silly banjo player, is a little too loud. Now, this is Bluegrass 101. I recommend everybody during these to do something that you haven't done before. I'm not much of a mandolin player, so I'm practicing mandolin during my COVID time. And also, I'm going to provide the lead to this as well. But yeah, pick a part. Like if you don't typically sing baritone, just because it's too low, you can pitch up an octave and do the high baritone. I won't even attempt it on this because it was way too high. Do the tenor. You can even do a low tenor if you want. Sing the lead. If you're not a singer, try it. COVID's perfect because there's no one around. I'm not able to hear you. You can, but the best thing to do again is to sing loud, to play your instrument loud. Hear those mistakes. Hear those times when it's just sounding great. And as I said, your voice is a instrument, and the less air that you push through it, the poorer the tone is, the flatter it's going to be, the quieter it's going to be. It's not going to be great tones. So really, really push that volume out and hear that and get a feel how that feels in your chest, so that when we do get to be able to play once again, you're doing it at full volume, and not holding back at all, which can be a huge issue. Okay, let's see how this goes. So I'm going to be singing the lead and playing mandolin. I think I'd take the first break in this. I think. 1, 2, 2. Okay, that's up. 1, 2, 3. So that is Cold Wind in essence. I do post this up on Facebook, or on it will be posted up on Facebook. I also download this and upload it onto YouTube, and you can see all of the past Bluegrass 101s that I have done here during the COVID. I can't remember how many we've done so far, like 10 or something like that. Bunch of different songs, mostly some standards. But this is a great song. You really need the three-part harmony. You need all three people to do it because it kind of gets a little wonky. But it is a wonderful song to do, a great song to pull out in a jam. And to get it up to speed, it is just an absolute ripper. But it doesn't have to be that fast. You can slow it down. But this is also a really, really good song to learn that breath control, understanding how and long you can take a breath and expand that out so that eventually you can do these really, really long holds, and hearing those beautiful, beautiful harmonies that can happen when you have like three people that are just really in tune with one another. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning into Bluegrass 101. We're here every week, every Wednesday at 7 Mountain Time. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Happy picking. Stay healthy. keep your picking and your hands clean, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much, everybody.